Hello, everyone. Welcome to the only live webcast that brings you the passion, the power, and the pulse of the mighty One New Zealand Warriors. This is Real Hammer Live, the official webcast of Warrior Nation, who are the official Aussie-based Warriors supporters movement. I'm your host, Hammer. Joining me, as usual, tonight is my co-host and fellow Warriors tragic, Warrior Roo. Rob, how have you been, mate? Let's not talk about the stuff we got up to on the weekend together as yet, but how have you been?
Mate, I've been good. Oh, that was all the good stuff, though. But we're going to get into that. Yeah, we had it's been business as usual. I just want to say, how good is it starting off your week knowing that we're playing finals footy again? I just think that's worth celebrating, and it's made the week like that much more enjoyable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Getting through work and all that sort of thing. Feels like it's been ages. It's only been 2 years, but yeah, definitely something worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
How about yourself? How's your week been?
Well, as you said, we're going to talk about what we got up to on the weekend. But yeah, mate, got up there safely on the Friday, made great time, and yeah, had a safe trip back on Monday, and then it's just been business as usual at work, I guess. But yeah, we'll get into that. As I said in the opener, we are Ruin Hammer. We are the official webcast of Warrior Nation, and we're now going live on our Ruin Hammer Facebook page, our YouTube channel, which you can find on YouTube, obviously, and of course on the Warrior Nation Facebook page with the blessing of the Warrior Nation Godfather himself, Richie Morgan. We were hoping to have Richie on tonight, and we are coming to you on this special Thursday night because unfortunately I had a few things happen at work yesterday, and I wasn't going to be able to get home in time to do the show. So we had Richie Morgan, there he is, in the chat room. We had Richie Morgan all lined up to join us tonight, but he is going to the footy tonight to watch what we've dubbed the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs against the Mitchenbury Jets A grade from the Penrith comp. So he's going out to meet up with a mate out there. So we love you, Rich. Thank you very much for all you do for the Warriors fans here in Oz. Enjoy your night out there. But yes, that's why we are on a Thursday night. But in Richie's absence on tonight's show, we will take a look at the Warriors NRL game against the Titans, the NRLW game against the Sharks. We'll give a quick review of both the NRL and NRLW rounds and preview our game against the Eels in the NRL and the Dragons in the NRLW this weekend. But before we get into any of that, mate, as I said, I drove up Thursday night. I left home at 11 p.m. Last Thursday night. I worked out the timing almost perfectly to grab Richie Morgan from Gold Coast Airport at about sometime between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I actually stopped at Chinderah. I got to Chinderah about 20 past 8 and thought I'll be able to have a bit of breakfast. And Richie messaged me, said, I've landed. So that was a 15-minute drive. I grabbed Richie from Gold Coast Airport and we headed up to Logan Metro Sports Complex. Now, for those that aren't aware, the Warriors are creating an academy at Logan, the home of the South Logan Magpies, and they had a fan event to commemorate this, kick this off, so to speak, and have a captain's run. Now, we were all mistakenly thought that it was only going to be a small amount of people up there. We actually registered and got tickets, and I'm sitting at Chinderah and I'm reading the thing that was in one of the Queensland papers or websites and that about this event, saying that they're going to expect a crowd of 5,000 people. And I thought, they are kidding. They are kidding themselves if that's what they're expecting. Now, mate, we got up there. I thought I was going to park the car and be able to spot you from a mile away, and there was a crowd of about 6,500 people up there for this event.
Incredible, wasn't it?
What an amazing event, wasn't it? Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I had timed it, so I had the day off work because I knew it was going to be pretty big, and I'm used to going out to that venue because my daughter does sports aerobics out there, and I know that parking can be a little bit challenging in big events. So I got there an hour early, and I dead set had to park all the way at the back of the car park because there would have been about 3 or 4 thousand people there already an hour before it started. As most people up this neck of the woods would know, it had been raining all week, so it was slushy and muddy everywhere. But that didn't stop anyone. Everyone was out there in their gum boots.
Yep.
Like as I said, that the players weren't meant to come out till about 10 or 10:30, but it was dead set fever pitch stuff. People could not get enough. They were there an hour and a half early. Everyone was there in all their jerseys. There was they made it a little a sort of a mini event. So they had tents set up. There's all promotional stuff for the Logan City Council, and rightly so because this is a pretty big partnership.
Yep.
It's almost like a historical landmark kind of partnership. Being that the Warriors obviously from New Zealand, having a tie to this part of Southeast Queensland, but as I think Cam George was saying in some of the promo stuff, this has the largest Kiwi expat community outside of many great players have come from the was out there, or the mayor of Logan, as we like to say. He was the most popular man out there. He came through the Logan Brothers system, as you all know. We're going to get him on again sometime soon to talk a little bit more about the Logan Academy that's being set up. But, mate, it was absolutely massive. I think the players themselves would have been surprised at the reception they got just when they came out to train, and they came out in two groups, and there was a bunch of school kids there doing a haka. Probably enjoying a good Friday off school, and yeah, it was unbelievable. But geez, I came away from that just really excited about what this partnership will bring, and and just makes you sort of excited for the future as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Upper Coomera. I can't believe I forgot to mention Upper Coomera. I reckon dead set every Kiwi that I know, Johnny, you live there as well. But yeah, a fair contingent of our listenership is from Upper Coomera too. So shout out to the UC. But yeah, how did you enjoy the captain's run? It was good to be able to go to one of these things, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I must say, I was a little bit disappointed in the fact that the weather people, the meteorologists of Australia, can't get the weather right. Had been forecasting rain all weekend, so I packed winter clothing and was up there in long pants and jumper, and yeah, I was
stitched up. It was
a bit massive stitch up from the Queensland meteorologist. Yeah, but the event itself, mate, was absolutely sensational. To the detriment, or the non-approving face of my partner Danny. They did have a merchandise truck there, and
you went to town. You can't help yourself.
I'm the kind of guy that I don't buy much merchandise most years, and this year I've gone all out. I think this year I've bought 3 jerseys. I've managed to buy 4 hoodies or something, and then, mate, I noticed the hats were there. I hadn't bought any hats this year, so I got myself 2 Warriors hats. Danny liked one of them, so I ended up getting one for her as well. And then
you don't need much encouragement.
No. And then a Warriors t-shirt. So yeah, got myself some merch. It was great to see so many people up there. Good friends of ours, obviously, good friends of the show.
Yeah, great to catch up with so many people. Yeah, and people came up and said hi. It's awesome. It's really sort of, I guess, humbling for us is to know that there are people out there like you guys that watch us, and we certainly appreciate meeting all you guys and putting faces to the names for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, mate, it was a great event. Shout out to the man Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who never fails to disappoint. Spotted us over there near the media section and came over and had a bit of a chat. Stopped signing autographs to come and say hello to two Nufties. So yeah, it was it was a wonderful event. The players gave so much of their time. It's going to be a wonderful initiative by the Warriors because so many Aussie clubs set up academy type systems in New Zealand to attract young New Zealand
especially
players,
now
clubs. Yeah. And we've got the pathways set up in New Zealand fantastically. Our pathways is going along gangbusters. We've won the Harold Mats 2 years in a row. Our SG ball performed quite well. Our Jersey Flegger in and around the semis. Our New South Wales Cup team is only lost 2 games all year and leading the comp and a minor premiers in that. So our pathway systems in New Zealand are working. So we've identified an area in Queensland that's going to be able to produce some guys. And as you mentioned, Mark Tukey, Warrior 76 himself, has come on board with the Warriors. He's always been an ambassador for the Warriors ever since we got him back into the fold, I reckon.
Got him out of that Raiders rut that he was in at the time, eh?
And he's been that unofficial face of the Warriors in Queensland for a number of seasons now. When the Warriors were based in Redcliffe, he did a lot of stuff with the Warriors, and now he's in a paid position with the Warriors. He's going to be part of this academy in Logan, with further details about that to come. And of course, the great man himself will come on in a couple of weeks and be able to talk to us about that. So it's going to be a wonderful initiative by the Warriors, and it's going to be exciting to see how this develops and the kind of juniors we're going to get out of this. So that was Friday, and then Saturday.
Haven't even got to Saturday yet.
Yes, Saturday. Thanks again to the great man Richie Morgan, who is creating these partnerships with so many places around Australia for pre-game events. And this was probably our 4th one that we've had at the Sporting Globe at Robina.
Yes.
Another awesome turnout there. Unfortunately, this time around, it wasn't one that the Warriors jumped on board with and allowed the player meet up after the game that we've had for the last couple of seasons. But still a great turnout. It was a sea of Warriors jerseys in that Sporting Globe complex.
Wasn't it? It was crazy.
Absolutely ridiculous. And again, great catching up with so many familiar faces at that event. For us personally, it's always good to see Toke and Julie and Vanessa, good friends of ours that have been on this journey with us for quite a few years now.
The Redcliffe crew, as we used to say. Yep.
Absolutely. But yeah, and then we did the walk to the stadium. And I must say, massive shout out to Brian Cleland, who did get me. I don't know if guys can see the Up the Wires V cans that I've got now in as a backdrop of the studio. Got me some of those cans. So we had to bypass and do a detour back to the car because we couldn't take them in. Got up to the stadium, mate. 23,000 was the crowd, and I would be hard pressed. And I don't think I'd be lying in saying I don't know if I actually saw 20 Titans jerseys in that crowd.
No way. No.
Absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
It was the crowd at the Gold Coast is normally favoured towards Warriors for obvious reasons. Any of you guys that have been there will know. But this year just felt like 2 or 3 levels above that. I honestly, and this is not a word of a lie, I reckon the crowd was 80-20 Warriors fans.
Yep.
Like especially up our end of the field, where all the Warriors tries were in the second half. That's where we were. And it was incredible. The Titans actually got booed onto their own home ground.
Yeah, ridiculous, wasn't it?
It absolutely was ridiculous. And when the Warriors came out to warm up our end, you could just see the look on their face, like that they were like sort of giving us like thumbs up and everything, because they knew from previous experience that there was going to be a big crowd. But I think even to them who had experienced it before, that was a massive crowd. That was huge. It was fever pitch stuff. Everyone was into it. The whole northern end is that the northern end?
No, southern end.
Southern end. Sorry. Keeps of footage of it, because I think even a seasoned veteran like Richie, who's been going to the Gold Coast for about 15, 16 years, like I have, was amazed by it too. Just the footage. You say this is all Warriors fans, all the way up the side. It was incredible. It was probably one of the best crowds that I've been involved in as well. Like up there with, if not the best crowd that we've had at a game in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely massive. It was. I mean, look, Queensland has always had great support for the Warriors.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, every year I make the trip up for the Gold Coast game, and it's always a great crowd there. And make the trip up for Magic Round, and it's always a great turnout at Magic Round. And nothing can surpass the pre-game event that we have at the Lord Alfred on Magic Round weekend. That's just
agreed.
But that's a different experience, because that's Magic Round. This is a one-off standalone game. That crowd was absolutely amazing. And as you said, it's the first time, and my partner Danny actually said she noticed it too. It's the first time that I've actually seen more than one Warrior, because Dallin always runs out and acknowledges the crowd. He's always done that. But to see a lot of the boys, Aaron Clark, Roger, Chance, run to that Chanel, all run to that corner. They each had a ball in their hand, and they were clapping on the ball and acknowledging the crowd. And it's the first time I've really seen them do that, to get that recognition from the team. And it's funny, it's a conversation that Richie Morgan and I had many years ago sitting at Campbelltown Stadium when the Warriors did that once. And Richie kind of said that kind of acceptance from the team when you're there, or recognition from the team when you're at a game, is you can't put a price on that, and it just makes everyone feel so good. That'd be great if the team did that every week, but it was absolutely amazing. Guys,
honestly, if any of you guys here are from Southeast Queensland, anywhere in Australia, even if you're from New Zealand, we met heaps of people that are flowing over from New Zealand for this game.
Yeah.
Probably wanted to rectify the result from last year, because there's a lot of people last year that flew over from New Zealand for that 66-6 game. But like you've got to experience it. Like I've been saying this to so many people this year. I reckon I've ever experienced in my whole time of, like, let's be honest, like 30 odd years. And if you haven't, get there next year. Make sure you get to Gold Coast game, get to Magic Round, don't miss out, because it really is.
Yeah, it's an event that, and I mean, for me personally, mate, this was a big one, because I actually got to see the Warriors win in at Super Stadium. It's a rarity. It has been a rarity for the last couple of seasons. So
last year.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, exactly. I just want to acknowledge everyone in the chat too. Great to see everyone there. Tracy, I see that you're in New Zealand over there to watch the Parramatta game. Have a fantastic time. I was just on Facebook before I come on. I saw your photo with Josh Adokar at the airport. I hope you kicked him in his knees, or hit him in his chin, and just make him a little bit slower.
Anything you can do, any advantage. Yep.
Yeah, Buzzman. We ran into Buzzman at the captain's run. Yeah. So always good to see everyone in the chat. Thank you very, very much, mate. All of that, 40 something minutes into our chat, or 20 minutes into our chat, we haven't even discussed the game yet.
No.
as I said,
Almost,
a rarity.
feels secondary. Almost feels
Yeah.
secondary to everything else. Yeah.
It does, eh? A 32-18 victory to the Warriors.
Yes.
Just one change to the lineup that Webby named on Tuesday. Dimitri Vaimunga, he went back to the bench, and young 40-20 himself, Tanner Stowers-Smith, started. The reason we call him 40-20 is he looks like a 40-year-old, but he's only 20 years old. He's got one of the oldest heads in rugby league, old Tanner.
Since he shaved his head, he used to have the flowing locks, didn't he? But
he did. Flowing locks and red headgear.
That's right, because he's from Canterbury, isn't he? He's from down south.
Lovely
guy though. He made time to stop and take a pic with us, as you guys all saw. He's such a lovely, humble young man. So
absolutely. But just the one change. Mate, the game itself.
Terrible start. Terrible start.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
It couldn't have gone much worse. Trying to assert our authority, and Big Tino decided to race out of the blocks, and it was two big plays from him early on that got them off to a big start. And I think Richie Sterling went off after about 5 minutes, saying 66-6 again in our chat. But yeah, couldn't have gotten off to a worse start, really.
No. It was a mistake on tackle one, wasn't it?
Tackle one from Fish. Yep. Got roughed up by Big Tino. And
then Tino with a little late footwork at the line to dive over and score, got them off to an early start. But overall, mate, I thought our back three were absolutely outstanding. Actually, I thought our back five were outstanding in this game. Great to see Rocco Berry come back from injury and actually finish an 80-minute game. And he was instrumental in some of our plays. He made an impact with his kick chase right from the outset. I thought Tanner Boyd had his best game in the 7 jersey for us.
Bit of everything in his game this time.
Absolutely, yeah. He goes deep into the line most weeks and has a great pass on him. But he actually got tackled with the ball.
Starting to run the ball. That had started last week as well against the Dragons. I think he's obviously had a directive from Webby.
Yeah, I thought Chanel played outstanding. Despite the early mistakes, I thought Fisher Harris led from the front. He still has some errors in his game, but overall it was a really solid performance from him.
It was.
Aaron Clark again, overall. Our back three, absolutely. Our back three were outstanding. Roger is simply in a rich vein of form at the moment.
He is.
He would be the form outside back of the comp at the moment. Absolutely incredible. And Eddie Iremia Toiava, who made his debut a couple of weeks ago and has been playing, doing his job and playing a great supporting role in that pack. Had his breakout game of the season, I think. He was absolutely outstanding. Ran for some big meters, scored his first NRL try. Great in attack, solid in defence. And he's just another one of these young guns that we've got coming through in the Vaimunga, Leka Halasima, Tanner Stowers-Smith. Jacob Laban, and now Eddie Iremia Toiava. And the beauty of it is we've still got so many of these talented young kids coming through the pathway system
production line. Yes,
absolutely.
So exciting.
Yeah, some quality outside backs we got coming through.
What are they called? The Fizz? What was the name that? Did you see Kurt Capewell interviewed, and he was saying that that core group of youngsters have a name. What was the name?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Oh, anyone in the chat? I was. What was the name that Kurt Capewell gave to that group of youngsters? If anyone can chuck that up in the chat.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Something like I can't. The something boys. I don't know. Someone will. Malcolm would know.
Yeah. Absolutely outstanding event. I see Bones Taruna's in the chat. Congratulations, Bones. Because Bones actually won the pre-game prize pack. So which includes a Ruin Hammer shirt. We've actually listed it's going to be the Up the Wires shirt, but if you contact us you can let us know exactly which shirt you want. We'll get that sent out to Richie to be part of that prize pack for you. But congratulations for that. Josh Kerr's in the chat. Great to see you, Josh. Thanks for the stuff that you did over the weekend as our Queensland admin up there for Warrior Nation. But yeah, giving a shout out there to the Godfather as he's put in his Richie Morgan.
We're going to need some bigger pubs. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We are. But yeah, mate, it was absolutely outstanding performance from the Waz. Absolutely outstanding performance. It's funny, isn't it? Because a couple of weeks ago, it was a bit of doom and gloom. We'd won 5 from 7. We'd lost 5 from 7. And 2 of the games that we won, one was the Tigers and the other was that thriller against the Knights that we really had no right winning. We had the loss to the Dolphins at the end of that game, and it was kind of looking doomy and gloomy. And now we're all upbeat, mate. We are all upbeat.
Here we go, Zesty Boys. That was it. Thanks, P-Shake. Yeah, so they're the Zesty Boys, this young crop of forwards. Yeah, thanks for that.
Nice. But yeah, now after this win, we're all everyone's back on the bandwagon, riding the boys home for the semis. Yeah, it's great. The Zesty Boys.
There we go. I knew you guys would know. You wouldn't let me down. I was thinking of memory like a sieve at the moment. I'm gonna have to make a shirt with the Zesty Boys because we've been talking about doing a shirt with the young forwards, the young crop of forwards. Yeah. So I'll get it.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. That'll be a big seller.
As you were, sorry.
Mate, your 3-2-1s. The Dean Bell medal points that are always brought to us every week by Vital Man, Natural Australian Supplements for Men. Vital Man take the lead, a product that we endorse by our good mate Michael Witt, ex-Warrior himself. Who are your 3-2-1 points for this weekend, mate?
Oh, it was hard because it was a game where I think everyone sort of did their job and everyone was really solid and the overall that was reflected in the overall performance itself. And just before I go on to that, wasn't it great to just not have to stress for like the final 20 minutes? I was sitting next to Warriors NRL Fanatics himself, Christian, and with about 20 to go, I said, "You feeling relaxed?" He said, "Yep," and I said, "Never relax, never." I said, "If there's time, we can lose." But anyway, luckily that wasn't the case, and so great all-round performance and. Good to actually chill out a little bit at the end there. But my 3-2-1s appropriately, it is all. He had to go to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He was massive. His kick returns are like just so valuable. The meters, scoring tries, got a couple of tries there to take him to 11 for the season. He's up there with almost his highest. But yeah, he always makes the right option. Gives the forwards a bit. I thought he had a breakout game. He did everything right. He was strong in attack, good work rate in defence, and got his first try up our end, which was a great moment. Great to see all the boys jump all over him, and it's good to sort of experience these moments live. Yeah. And one point I gave to Tanner Boyd. As you said, it was probably his best game in a Warriors jersey. It was a big match for him coming up against his old club at his old home ground. It was no secret that last time we played the Titans, we really struggled at home about 4 or 5 weeks ago. But this time he got the job done. He was, as we said, he's starting to run the ball a bit more. And you add that to his strong kicking game that we know he possesses, and we know he goes deep into the line and tries to create space for his outside men. I think he did that a couple of times to set up some tries.
My 3-2-1s. I'm just experiencing. I don't know if it's my end or your end, but I'm experiencing you dropping in and out a little bit. Maybe the viewers in the chat can let me know whether it's Rob or myself. But yeah, anyway, I'll keep pushing on. My 3-2-1s, again, I'm same as you, mate. I'll go my 3 to Roger. It was very hard to go past Roger for anyone else getting the 3 points. Absolutely outstanding. As I said before, he's in a rich vein of form at the moment, probably the form outside back. Another game where he ran for over 250 metres. Eddie Iramia Tuiava, I gave my 2 points to, just a really coming out game for him. And hopefully it's his end. It's your end, Rob. Sorry, mate. Eddie Iramia Tuiava, one of those games where he breakout game for him. And hopefully he can build on the back of this and get some of these results over the next couple of weeks as well. And 1 point, like you, mate, I thought Tanner Boyd was great. I thought Rocco Berry was good coming back from injury. I thought Pompey was great. I thought Fisher Harris deserved it, and Aaron Clark. But I actually gave my 1 point was to Chanel Harris Tavita. I thought Chanel's been playing. Yes, okay. Chanel's been playing great of late, and I think he's just improving week after week. And I gave him my 1 point, which means our Dean Bell medal standings for the season. Let me bring them up. Aaron Clark, obviously. I just got a message from my partner Danny in the other room who watching. She said it's Rob. That was awesome. Dean Bell medal points. Aaron Clark's leading on 62. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on 44. Impossible for anyone to go past Aaron Clark in the regular season games now. Only 2 left, with only a possible 12 points available up for grabs. So Aaron Clark will take out the Dean Bell medal. Can't hear now for this season, mate. Do you want to jump out and jump back in, and I'll just go through. Actually, I don't know if you can hear me at all. When I'll wait till he jumps back on with his other headphones. Yeah, can you hear me now? There you go. Can you hear me yet, mate? Of course, it's not Ruin Hammer without technical difficulties from one of us or both of us. So how you going there, mate? Got us? Nothing. You can't hear anything. Jump out and jump back in. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. I'll keep pushing on. In the NRLW, our girls faced the Sharks at FMG Stadium in Hamilton. It was a standalone game. I think it might have been their second standalone game at FMG Stadium. Played in better conditions than they did a couple of weeks ago. It was the Sharks 22 over the Warriors 14 in this one. It was another spirited performance against a genuine top 4 team. We led 10-6 at one point. Leishon Albert-Jones getting 10 in the bin kind of upset our momentum. And the Sharks were able to capitalise on that with some points. And despite fighting hard, the Warriors not able to get the result. On the upside, though, the team is showing so much growth and development. This is a side that hadn't played NRLW footy for a couple of seasons since 2020. Came back in round 1 this year. We had 16, obviously 16 girls making their club debut. I think we had 10 girls making their NRLW debut. The team is on a great trajectory at the moment, showing so much growth and development. We're still on the hunt for a finals berth. Young Peyton Taki Moana added to her season tally. She's now scored 11 tries in 7 games, and she leads the NRLW try scorers list. Arpy Nichols, once again, with an outstanding captain's knock. Harada Butler has continued her great form and dominance in the middle. And I thought Shakira Baker, shifting from the back row to the centres, was difficult to stop on the edge. Unfortunately, out of this game, Leishon Albert-Jones has copped a 2-game suspension. So, the NRL judiciary NRLW judiciary not doing the Warriors women any favours over the past couple of weeks with a couple of suspensions. But I gave my 3-2-1 in this game. I gave 3 points to Harada Butler. I thought she was just outstanding in the middle. 2 points to Arpy Nichols. Her experience and leadership has been absolutely vital for our girls this year. And I gave 1 point to Shakira Baker. I think the shift from back row to centre was a tough one for her. She really played great and had a really good game in the centres there, which means that Arpy Nichols is leading our Player of the Year points in the NRLW squad with 13. Harada Butler close on her heels.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you, mate.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do it without a headset. Yeah.
Okay. And before we get into some Warriors news, just the pathways. Our Jersey Flag had a win on the weekend against the Eels. They won 26-10. And our New South Wales Cup team returned to their winning form after the hiccup against the Panthers the week before. They won 54-4 against the now second placed Eels who jumped St. George in that competition. So, yeah, our New South Wales Cup team well on the way to a possible, well, obviously the minor premiership, and they're going to be rested in week 1 of the finals because it's a top 5 in the New South Wales Cup. So first place gets a week off, and they'll play the winner of second versus third in week 2 of the finals, which will be at Leichhardt Oval here in Sydney, I'm led to believe. So I think it's going to coincide with week 1 of the NRL semi-finals, possibly, which means that should be a game in hopefully Melbourne or Canberra, meaning the Warriors finish in the top 4. If we finish 5th or 6th, it'll be a home semi-final in New Zealand. So it's one of those things. Richie's a bit frustrated at the moment because he can't lock in any of these pre-game events or meetups or anything like that because we just don't know what's going to happen in the NRL and when our NRL side is going to be playing. But yeah, mate, bit of Warriors news. I'll get your thoughts on this. Hazen Mellors, young Hazen Mellors, who is the son of Warrior 106 Vince Mellors. He played for the Warriors back in 2003, 2004. Played 7 games for the Warriors before he joined, I think, the Roosters and then the Sharks.
Roosters and Sharks. Yep.
So Hazen Mellors is his son. Interestingly enough, we saw Hazen Mellors play when you were over here earlier in the season when we went to Redfern Oval, and I happened to say to you when we were looking at who was in the stands.
Is that Vince Mellors?
I said, "Is that Vince Mellors sitting up the back?" That's kind of a bit of a random one sitting in the crowd until we saw him with his kid.
Makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hazen signed on a 3-year contract with the Warriors. He comes as an outside back. It's probably a cheaper option to Ed Corsi. Ed Corsi's obviously moved on and signed with South, so kind of a direct swap with the Rabbitohs. Always great when we can have homegrown talent return back to the club, and he will become hopefully another father-son duo that represents the club. Thoughts on that signing, mate?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have have a bit of Warriors DNA in the team, I guess, and it's good that he wants to come back to New Zealand and represent the club that his father debuted at. I'm not sure he may well have been born and raised in Sydney because I know his old man went over there early in his career. But yeah, it's great to have these guys come back to the club and have that link, and it shows these endorsements and second generation players coming through, which is always great.
Yeah. We're still getting a bit of interference on you, mate, but don't worry about it. We'll press on. Also, too, the Warriors, Paris Pickering has signed on with the NRLW squad as a direct replacement for Michaela Brake. Obviously, the news came out that Michaela Brake is pregnant. So we've signed a young girl, Paris Pickering, from the Norths Devils in the BMD Premiership up there in Queensland. She scored 7 tries in 7 games. I don't know a lot about her, but I did see an interview with her the other day. She's actually Kiwi-born, came through, had played all her junior footy in the Auckland competition over there. So Rod Griffiths extended the lifeline to her. She always thought that she would just be a grassroots park footy player. So getting an opportunity to join an NRLW squad is really excited her. It's excited her the fact that she's coming home to the Warriors. I don't know how long her contract is for and whether she plays NRLW or not this season, but it's going to put her in and around that squad. So congratulations to her. Layshawn Albert Jones, as I said, 2 week suspension for her high tackle charge. So that's the Warriors news at the moment. There has been some signings in our women's game. A couple of girls have been signed this week to long-term contracts, 2 and 3 year contracts, which is great. So I'll have more information about those next week. And as you said, mate, earlier, it's Old Boys Day tomorrow night in New Zealand. And so some Warriors have shared some photos on their social media about with all the players that are there. Some good photos that I've seen from there, mate. Your thoughts on and he's gone again. He's back.
It's my internet, I think. Yep.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I was just saying that Old Boys Day in New Zealand, we saw some photos of some of the boys there. The great man himself, MD25.
Yeah. I had to double check to see that it was him, but it was definitely him.
There's a photo on Facebook that the Warriors have shared of all the guys there, and I challenge anyone to go and have a look and name all the boys that are there, because there's some faces there that I just don't recognise because it happens to all of us as we get older and what have you. But great to see all those boys there, and we'll talk about Old Boys Day in a minute. Let's recap round 25, and if Rob can not cut out too much, I'll get his thoughts on some of these games. Last week, round 25 kicked off with the Rabbits 40 over the Dragons 0. Who saw that coming?
No.
Yeah, no one. No one saw that
getting
coming.
The players back.
Yeah. Friday night, Raiders 20 over the Panthers 16. Another Golden Point thriller. Game lived up to the hype. 2 weeks in a row, the Panthers have lost a Golden Point game. There's only one team in the NRL that have lost that have played 3 Golden Point games in a row. That's us.
Yeah, 2016.
Yep. A field goal attempt hitting the post and being scooped up by Ethan Strange, and they scored that remarkable try in Golden Point extra time. Absolutely phenomenal game of footy. And then the game after that, the Storm 20 over the Bulldogs 14. It was Storm doing enough to probably secure a second spot on the ladder. Saturday, we had the Sea Eagles 58 over the Dolphins 30. There's a game where tackling wasn't part of it.
Tackling
obviously, Warriors 32 over the Titans 18, and then the Eels 30 over the Roosters 10, which is a bit of a worry for us because playing the Eels this week, they're in a little bit of form. Yeah, they could cause some problems. Sunday, we had the Broncos 46 over the Knights 12, and the Tigers 28. What was it? Cowboys
34
Tigers 28. That's right, yeah. And the Sharks had the bye. Mate, a lot of uproar about the Broncos game with Reece Walsh doing something that you see in under sixes where they pass the ball over the line for someone to score a try. Journo's going off. I don't have a problem with it, really. I mean, he was gifting a try to a guy in a milestone game. I get that. And I get that there's money involved in rugby league with betting and people might have had Reece Walsh's first try scorer or blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, the players aren't thinking about that shit when they're out on the field. And he comes under a lot of flack, old Reece Walsh. But, I don't have an issue with it. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, this might surprise a lot of people with my usual views on Reece Walsh, but I thought he was just looking after a mate. It was a milestone game. He gave him a pass. I think they were already up 10-0 or something like that. So
yeah,
I didn't have a huge problem with it. I thought Paul Crawley on 360 was just being like a grumpy old man with that.
Saggy DA.
Yeah,
Something. He's got like cheeks like that saggy cartoon dog. The saggy DA.
Yeah. Oh, look, I don't really care, just as long as we don't do it and drop it.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. So that means the competition table going into this weekend's round of footy. Raiders on top on 42 points, edging closer to the minor premiership. The Storms win over the Bulldogs, has them in second place on 40. They're 2 points clear of the Dogs. 4 points clear of the Dogs, who are in third on 36. The Warriors remain in fourth on 34. Then the Broncos on 32 with the Sharks. The Panthers dropped them down to seventh. They're on 31. And despite the loss, the Roosters just clinging onto that top 8 spot on 26 points. The Dolphins remain in ninth place on 26 points, with the Seagulls in 10th also on 26 points. And believe it or not, the Tigers in 11th on 24 points are a mathematical chance of playing finals footy.
No chance.
Provided, I think they've got to rely on the Roosters losing by 90 or so, and they've got to beat somebody by 90. So
they got to beat Canberra in Canberra.
Chance.
They got to beat Canberra in Canberra next this week. So
yeah, by 90, I think, or something.
Wow, easy.
I never said it was a possible. I said they're a mathematical chance, and mate, as a Warriors fan, we've been mathematical chances for many years.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. And everyone else, Cowboys, Dragons, Eels, Rabbits, Knights, and the Titans, no chance of playing finals footy. At this stage, it's a race of two with the Knights and the Titans for that wooden spoon.
Yeah.
And I think with everything that's going on, and we'll talk about NRL stuff in a minute, could be the Titans. I'll just quickly recap the NRLW. Raiders 56 over the Bulldogs 24. Titans 22 over the Dragons 4. Roosters 56 over the Eels 12. Then it was the Broncos 46 over the Knights 16. Sharks 22 over the Warriors 14. And Cowboys 30 over the Tigers 8, which means that the Roosters still undefeated, leading the comp. They're on 16 points. Roosters, I think, now are on a 16-game winning streak. It's amazing. Broncos second on 14 points. Cowboys move into third on 12. Ahead of the Sharks in fourth and the Knights in fifth, both teams on 10. The Titans round out the top 6 on 7 points. The Warriors in seventh and the Eels in eighth, both teams on 6 points. Still a chance of making the finals of ours. So, we're riding our girls home over the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. The Bulldogs behind in ninth on 5 points, and it's the Dragons and Raiders on 4, and the Tigers on 2 points. NRLW, NRL / talking points. Let's get to the first one. Des Hasler.
With that weird, 26?
Yeah, with that weird, he's signed for 26 press conference after the loss. Yep. The next day, the Titans have announced that Des won't be there for 26 himself. Josh Hannay has been signed on a 3-year deal, which obviously tells you that happened weeks ago. That didn't just happen over the weekend. But Josh Hannay will become the Titans coach. He'll become the 5th coach in 8 years, I think it is, at the Titans.
They're becoming like us. That's what we used to be like.
What are your thoughts on Des? Because, I mean, he's had I think he's won 14 games or something from 54 appearances or something like that. He's 18 months in the big chair. Has he had enough to build his roster? They brought him in to do a job which obviously hasn't been done. Is the problem Des, or is the problem the cattle? Because Neil Henry couldn't get the job done, Justin Holbrook couldn't get the job done, and Garth Brennan. So they've had some decent coaches. I mean, Des went there with 2 premierships under his belt and 400 games of first grade experience as coaching. Is it? I mean, the Gold Coast has always been one of those places where, for some reason, it's just never been a serious top 8 threat, have they?
No. And yeah, I hope I don't drop out too much when when I'm saying this, but yeah, it's definitely the Titans. It's the club. There's some kind of rotten culture or something in there because it's like what we used to be like, and hopefully not like ever again. But it doesn't matter what players you get in there, what coach you get in there, with the pedigree that's behind them. It just never seems to click. And yeah, it has to be some kind of cultural issue there at the Titans. They've got a great roster. When everyone's fit and on paper, they got a great roster. However, they probably got too many guys in one position. So they got like about 3 or 4 fullbacks that they're trying to play in the halves and the back line and all that kind of thing. And I don't know whether there's a lot of off-field distractions there. I mean, it is the Gold Coast. So, yeah, but like it's Des is just one of those guys that's always been a bit zany and a little bit offbeat. But he's been successful wherever he's been. Like he had good success at the Dogs as well. So
yeah,
he's notoriously really a bit hard to deal with in terms of media. I know I was listening to some of the journalists talking. They said outside of Bennett, he's the toughest guy to deal with in terms of media.
Yep.
But yeah, like I think we all just kind of assumed that Des would get the best out of them. It hasn't happened, so I guess you've got to try something else. But where do they draw the line is my question.
Yeah, interesting. It's also interesting they've told Brian Kelly that he's not wanted past next season, and that was done before they announced Des not being there. So maybe that came from Josh Hannay. David Fafita, we're hearing, will be at South Sydney next year. Tino's now being linked to Malmaninga and the Perth Bears.
Or back to Melbourne.
Yes, or back to Melbourne. There's a lot happening in there. And then pretty much the next day, Adam O'Brien has been announced that he won't be at the helm of the Knights next season. He came out today and said that he'd much rather be a assistant coach than a head coach. He put it. He doesn't want to be the lead singer. He just wants to be a backup singer.
Backing vocals. Yep.
Yeah. There's talk that Blake Green is being mooted as his replacement, but there's also Justin Holbrook has been mentioned in conversations as well. So that's an interesting one. That's 2 coaches in 2 days after round 25. Did the win by the Cowboys on the weekend save Toddy Payton from being the 3rd coach this week, do you think?
Quite possibly. Yeah. O'Brien is an interesting one because they keep saying he's made the finals 4 times in 6 years, but most of those times they snuck into 7th or 8th.
Yes.
And so he's won 1 finals game in 6 years. So I guess the whole argument is, well, he's done well enough for them to scrape into the 8, but they haven't really become a contender.
No.
They've got similar issues that we used to have, isn't that they're struggling to attract players to go there. And I think having to pay overs to get guys to go to Newcastle. It's an interesting one because he'd done a long apprenticeship, hadn't he? Adam O'Brien. He'd spent many years under Bellamy and Robinson. And Robinson. So he'd got good coaching, assistant coaching experience, but we know that doesn't always translate over. He said he was cooked, and I think you could see that because he said some weird things in his presses this year, like said that Newcastle people don't know anything about footy, and then it's come out the next day and apologise for that. Look, he's had his challenges. I don't think he was that bad. He did the best. I think he did the best with what he had, but they were saying it was a mutual decision. So I guess it's kind of good that he can go out that way, kind of on his own terms.
Yeah, he kind of said that he couldn't handle the media backlash anymore, and he kind of figured he had to get 15 wins next season for the media to get off his back. And I heard Joey Johns this week talking about the pathways that need to be established in Newcastle Rugby League. And I mean, they've just lost Jack Cogger. Jack Cogger's going back to Penrith, signed a 3-year deal at Penrith. So, I know they've got Dylan Brown going there, but with Dylan Brown going there, he's a 6. Fletcher Sharp's a 6. They haven't really got a 7. Similar to Lockie Galvin going to the Bulldogs as a 6, and they're playing him at 7. That's, for all intensive purposes, that's really not working at the Dogs. It hasn't been the instant success that they thought it was going to be. And, this weekend tonight the Dogs are going to win by a mozza because they're playing the Mitchenbury Jets A-grade side. So it's not going to be seen. You mentioned in your little spiel there that Adam O'Brien said that he's a bit cooked. Speaking of cooked, Brandon Smith charged with
what a segue. That's some of your best work ever.
Charged with drug supply and gambling influences, has actually come out and named Victor Radley, and now Robbo's getting all upset because the Roosters are under scrutiny. Happened when he was at the Roosters. Going to court in a couple of weeks. Interesting that the NRL aren't standing him down. But mate, if any player in this competition this season was going to get done for that kind of stuff, Brandon Smith is the one, isn't he?
Oh, we should sign him. Eh?
Oh, fucking hell.
You must be joking that the Eastern Suburbs team are linked with a bit of shocking.
Malcolm Earnshaw just posted before, am I the only one who saw Bunty shopping himself around as he's not been offered a contract extension? There was announced last week that Bunty won't be offered a contract past this season, so he is free to leave the club. He's been a wonderful servant for the club, but with the forward stocks we've got coming through in the pathways and that, Bunty, as I said, Bunty's always been a guy that's done a job, but that job was very one-dimensional. I always said that he should have been like a Paliacina. Paliacina just off the back fence.
Wind up.
And that's what
wrecking ball stuff.
Yep, that's what Bunty should have had, and he had some great performances for the club. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because a couple of seasons ago, he was told that he wasn't wanted, and he hung around, stayed there, worked hard, got back into that first grade squad, and played nearly every game, I think, in first grade the following season. But Fisher Harris, Barnett, Nick Hoare, Tanner Stowers-Smith, we've got Toby Crosby coming through. There's just no real room for Bunty, and that money can probably be spent elsewhere. So mate, this weekend Warriors take on the Eels tomorrow night, 6 o'clock kickoff here in Sydney, 8 p.m. kickoff there at home at Go Media Stadium. Have you got the team list for this one?
I do, yes. So the team that Webby is named to take on the Eels is essentially an unchanged lineup. Chance Nickel-Klukstad at fullback, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the wings, Adam Pompey and Rocco Berry in the centres, Chanel Harris-Davida and Tanner Boyd the halves. The front row, James Fisher-Harris, Wade Egan, Demetric Vaimunga has been named to start, but we'll see what happens there with him and TSS. Back row, Kurt Capewell, Murata Niokore, Aaron Clark. On the bench, Tamare Martin, Eddie Iramia Tuiava, Tanastawa Smith, Leka Halasima. And the reserves, Sam Healy and Kalani Going, the 18th and 19th man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say Sam Healy will be the 18th man. Kalani Going will probably drop back if the last couple of weeks are anything to go by. Solid team. I listened to Webby talking about Leka Halasima, and he identified that he was just looking a little bit tired after a couple of games, especially that Dolphins game, and just giving him a little bit of a lesser workload. Long season for a 19-year-old kid in his first real season.
Long season, bro.
Yeah, it is a long season, bruh. So shout out to Tino, my good mate. I like the side. Look, Eels are playing some good footy. A team with Mitch Moses is always going to be difficult to beat.
They got a strong team. on paper, very strong team.
Joash Popoli, he's playing some good footy. They got Isaiah Longy at fullback, who's a freak. Addo Carr
And Lomax, they're
and
the ones
Lomax on
that
the
really
wings.
worry me. We struggle with fast teams.
Yes.
And this is a very fast team.
Yeah, I think the forward battle is won by the Warriors, and the outside backs in speed is won by the Eels. So it's going to come down to how we defend those outside backs. And I noticed that the greatest jip rocker of all time was at the Warriors captains, ex-players, old boys training today. The great man himself, Mike Doreen. So if anyone can fill the gaps in a defensive line,
yes,
Mike can with his jip rock setting. So hopefully he's put some jip rock, no more gaps in jip rock setting between our edge back rowers and centers and wingers, so that especially on our right edge defense.
MD
so the fact,
the
fact that Mike, maybe that's why he was invited all the way out from Christchurch.
Hey,
Webby's an astute man, so
they needed a hardworking centre to come in there and just work his magic. So there you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, mate. I'm going to pick. I mean, it's a tough one, but we're at home. I think the Warriors will want to go out their final game at home this season. They'll want it to be a win. It's Old Boys Day. There are a lot of guys there for Old Boys Day. I'm wearing the Campo shirt tonight in honor of the Old Boys.
Oh, yeah.
One of the greatest Old Boys ever.
Absolutely. Warrior 86.
Yep. I'm going to pick a Warriors win. I think we do this just as comfortably as we did against the Titans. I think it's going to be a 14-point win. Yeah, 14-point win.
Look, I'm a little bit more confident than usual, which isn't saying much. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Eels have got a lot of points in them, and I think they're really going to challenge us. But we've got so much to play for, and obviously with the Minchinbury Jets or whatever representing Penrith tonight, they've all but given up on
top four,
overtaking us for top four. So it's there for the taking. There's a lot to play for. So I'm going to go the Warriors by 8, but I think it'll be close for most of the game. But
8?
As long as I'll go Warriors. Nervous.
Wow.
Yeah. I know it's a bit of it's only taken me all season, but
yeah.
I still think it'll be a super close game, though. They're Bills, and they won't be pushovers by any stretch.
Wow. It's taking him 26 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, to actually not use his rinse and repeat comment of a close and nervous 2-point victory. Oh, wow.
Oh, better late than never, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. How awesome. 8. Yeah, I as I said, I think it will be comfortable. I think we'll get this one done. The NRLW play the Dragons as a curtain raiser to the Dragons game at Wynn Stadium. I think it is this weekend. Have you got the team list for the women there, mate?
Yeah, I'm just about to get that up, so just bear with me. Okay, so round 9, Saturday, 30th. Excuse me. 30th of August, 3:15 kickoff. So we got Uppy Nichols, Tyra Watare, and Peyton Takimawan on the wings. Kyla Atai and Shakira Baker in the centers. The halves, Patricia Maliepo and Emanita Paki. Front row, Ashley Matapo, Lydia Turaquedli, and Lavinia Kitai. And back row, Mari Pukitapu, Matanoa Fotu Moala, Michaela Ili. And on the bench, Capri Paikau, Harada Butler, Lavinia Toha Liku, and Avery Rose Carmont to round out the 17 this week.
Yeah, Toka Liku, I think, made her debut last weekend. I'm just doing something while you were bringing that up. I just had a thought, and I'm just having a look to see what it is. Okay. I'll get to that in a minute. strong side. I'm really impressed with how our girls have been going this season. Learning. Dragons aren't as dominant as what I thought they would be. We actually have a joke here in the house. They're the Aussie team because every girl in that side, I think they've got like of their 17, I think 12 of them have got blonde hair, so they're like the Aussie team. But I think our girls will get a good victory away from home. I think our last two games are away from home because I'm pretty sure next weekend, not this weekend coming, the following weekend, the girls play at Campbelltown Stadium, and I'm going to try and get to that one. It's a standalone game. But yeah, mate, I'm going to pick a Warriors victory in this. I'm going to pick an 8-point victory. I actually physically just put a multi on while we were talking. I've got Warriors NRL team to win, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for a try double, into the Warriors NRLW girls to win, Peyton Tucky Moana for a try double, and that's paying $33. So put a $5 on that. That's a $168 multi if it comes in. So
that's another jersey, mate.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it? Don't tell Danny that. She might get angry with me.
Yeah, she might do. You better check that she's not already. Yeah, I think I like the girls in this one. I think they might get up by 10. Yeah,
okay, beautiful.
Yep.
Let's have a quick look at the preview of the round tonight. Bulldogs versus Mitchenbury Jets. I'm going to say the Bulldogs in this one. Your thoughts?
But if the Bulldogs don't win this, then they should pack up and go home. But yeah, they'll win. They'll win by 20 plus. Yeah.
Yep. Warriors versus Storm. We both picked the Warriors for that. Warriors versus Eels. Yep. We both picked the Warriors. Storm versus Roosters. Storm have rested a couple of players here too.
Yeah, Roosters missing their big gun though in Sam Walker, who has kind of been the catalyst for their turnaround in form. So I think Storm will be too good at home.
Yeah, I agree. Storm at home. Saturday, Raiders versus Tigers at a GIO Stadium. Tigers needing a 90-point
win
to make the 8. I think they'll fall short. I think they'll only win by 84.
I was just about to say, I think they might win by 89.
Definitely the Raiders in this one, mate.
I think the Tigers bubble is well and truly burst. I think the Raiders might open up a can on them. I think it'll be a big win to the Raiders.
I'm pretty sure the Raiders win this. That's their minor premiership sewn up, and they'll want to do that at home in front of their fans. Dragons versus Sea Eagles. Can't get a read on either of these teams. No. Sea Eagles still in the hunt, so I'm going to say they've got a little bit more to play for. I'm going to pick the Eagles in this one.
Yeah. Oh, look, surely the Eagles will be too good and have too much to play for, but that doesn't seem to mean anything these days. But Eagles, but I think it'll be close.
Yeah. Cowboys, Broncos. Broncos.
Look, I would love the Cowboys to win this because if the Broncos lose one more game, we can finish top 4 by only winning one more game, according to my ladder predictor. Look, I'll go for an upset. I think Cowboys have been quite good last couple of weeks, so I'll go on upset, but not confidently.
Okay. Nice. Clint Howard, do you think might get him home?
Oh yeah, it'd be so good for us. I think that's the only reason I'm picking it is just because it would be good for us.
If anyone doesn't understand what we mean by Clint Howard, Google Clint Howard, who is the brother of ex-Happy Day star and movie producer Ron Howard, and have a look at him. Dead ringer for Toddy Payton, Clint Howard. So Sunday, Sharks versus Knights. Sharks for me. Have you dropped out again, mate? I think Rob's dropped out again. And the second game of Sunday is the Dolphins versus the Titans. And I'll pick the Dolphins in that one. And the Rabbits have the bye, which kind of gets them another 2 points further away from that wooden spoon that Wayne was dreading a couple of weeks ago. NRLW round 9 Saturday, Raiders versus Tigers. Raiders have had a bit of form reversal here. They've had 2 wins in a row. I'm going to pick them to continue that. Raiders to win that one. Dragons versus Warriors. We've both picked the Warriors. Cowboys versus Roosters. Good game of footy this is going to be. The Cowboys have the team to maybe upset the Roosters, but I think the Roosters are going to continue on their winning ways and get the victory up there. Sunday, Sharks versus Knights. I'm going to pick the Knights to bounce back. Just doing the NRLW, mate, now. So
yeah, apologies,
the
guys.
Knights to bounce back from their loss last week over the Sharks. Broncos versus the Bulldogs. I'm going to pick the Bulldogs in that one, and the Titans versus the Eels. I'll go with the Titans in that game on Sunday. Malcolm Earnshaw says we should have a tipping comp next year, or a tipping comp tally, or maybe just a head-to-head for you and I.
Yeah. Okay.
Bragging rights. But we could probably set up a tipping comp. I'm in enough tipping comps that we could probably set one up and get people to join it. Maybe have a Ruin Hammer prize pack or something like that. A couple of shirts or something as a
we can sort something out, I guess. Yeah.
Thanks, Philip. Great to see you in the chat as well, mate. The only Warrior Nation update we've got, and we'll get Richie Morgan on next Wednesday to chat about it. The last one of the season. We play Manly at 4 Pines next Friday night in the last game of the season. There is going to be a pre-game meetup I think it's at the Brookvale Hotel, which is walking distance to the stadium. The usual suspects are all flying in from New Zealand and Queensland respectively for a bit of a catch-up. I think Richie's secured 60 or 40 or 60 odd tickets for a core group of guys to get out there and show their support. Going to be an interesting one. It's going to be DCE's last game for Manly. It's also going to be Jazz Tavunga's last game in the NRL, ex-Warrior himself. And our final game of the season before we head into the semi. So the result of that one could determine where we finish on the ladder and where we're going to be playing semi-finals. So, the Broken Bay Brewery. That's it, Malcolm. Is that at the Brookvale Hotel itself, or is it a separate place? It's your mate's place. Oh, awesome. So looking forward to being there for that one. Obviously, you'll be there, Malcolm. So it'd be great to.
He lives right near the stadium, I believe.
Yeah.
Or he works near there or something. I don't know when I was sending him his shirts, it was Brookvale. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And if Richard Moorcock sees this, mate, get in touch with me. We spoke about a couple of jerseys that I'm chasing at the moment. Willing to do a buy 3 that you've got that I'm really looking to add to my collection. I had a bigger collection a while back, and I got rid of a lot of jerseys, and regretting the fact that there's some of them there that I wished I hadn't got rid of.
I'll juice you up. I'll get onto him for you. I'll sort it out. Yeah,
absolutely. Rob's gonna send me down a jersey that I'm getting off him, which is the flag jersey that I've actually got a 3XL here that doesn't fit me. I've lost considerable amount of weight over the last couple of years.
Bit of a poncho.
So I'm going to get Rob's one. So I'll have one that I'll be able to on sell to someone pretty soon. Mate, bit of housekeeping we got before we wrap it up.
Yep. Hopefully I don't drop out while I'm going through this. But anyway, apologies again for the connection issues. Not sure what's going on there, but that's the joys of doing a live show. So make sure you guys check out Vital Man, as we mentioned before, run by Warrior 134 Michael Witt. Go and check out. He's got a range of meal replacement shakes and energy male booster available on his store. Make sure you have a look, check it out, and use code RU and Hammer, and you will get 20% off your order. Thanks again, as always, to our Patreon supporters. Thank you for your support and what we do here in Rue and Hammer. If you would like to support us on Patreon, make sure you go and check it out through the Patreon website, Rue_and_Hammer. We have a bunch of packages there that you can do, and you can become involved and get involved in the show and support us through that platform. If merchandise is your thing, and we've mentioned it a couple of times, you can jump onto our Rue and Hammer store on Redbubble, mate. You can get all the old boys shirts. It's old boys weekend, so grab a Campo shirt, grab a Tukes shirt, grab a Steve Price shirt. A lot of our favorite old boys are on there, and you can get the latest Up the Waz 2025 version. And we got a Luke Metcalf, we got a Leka Halasima, we got an Aaron Clark shirt. Jump on there and check it out. Redbubble have always got specials going on, so grab yourself some merch, and in the process, you'll be helping support us in our platform. And thank
Absolutely.
you if you have already.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Thank you, everyone that commented and got involved through the chat. We absolutely love everyone's input while we do the show. The reason we do the show is for Waz fans like yourselves. Thank you, everyone, for your ongoing support. Massive shout out to our good mate Richie Morgan, who allows us to stream this, broadcast this on the Warrior Nation page. If you're in Auckland tomorrow night and you're going to the game, get behind the boys. There is a watch party in Sydney at the Hudson Hotel tomorrow night that Richie has organised. If you are in Sydney and you want to get together with some like-minded Warriors fans to watch the game, by all means, get down to the Hudson Hotel there at Seven Hills. I unfortunately won't be able to get there. It's just the timing on a Friday night is a pain in the ass, really, for a 6 p.m. game with work commitments and so forth. But, make sure if you get there, I think Richie will be there himself. Aside from that, if you get out to the games or over the weekend, everyone be safe. Good seeing you as always, Rob. And we will be back next Wednesday. We'll have the great man himself, Richie Morgan, come on. Everyone stay safe. Up the Waz.
Stay safe up the Waz. Do it, Malcolm. It tastes way better than the man shake. I can attest to that.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Stay safe, and we'll see